This is a special presentation of WAAY 31 Sports. Football is back.
It's the McCurry Big Game Friday night. Hello, Alabama, find a comfortable spot. We got high school football and it's coming out hot. Now here we are and the lights are shining bright. We've always been. Yeah, WAAY 31 is rocking all right. With Nolan, Lyndon, Max, and Antonio. It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night.
Two playoff teams battling for second place in 6A Region 8. Coleman on the road to Muscle Shoals in our Big Game Friday night game of the week.
Well, at Hartselle, the Tigers hoping to move to 9-0 with the win over Buckhorn in our rivalry game of the week. Hello and welcome into Big Game Friday night. Everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm Nolan Knight, joined here by Lyndon Blake. And Lyndon, week 9 of the regular season is already here. Just one more week before the playoffs begin.
This week is so important for a lot of teams in our area, trying to make sure they punch their ticket to the postseason. So, of course, we have some good matchups tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go ahead and jump right into the action and head to Muscle Shoals, where the Trojans were hosting Coleman with playoff positioning on the line.
The Hartselle Tigers have already captured the region title in 6A Region 8 play, but tonight at James F. Moore Stadium, the Muscle Shoals Trojans look to secure that second spot with a win over the Coleman Bearcats. The chance to host a playoff game on the line as the Muscle Shoals Trojans host the Coleman Bearcats. To absolutely no one's surprise, Brooks Berry was huge for the Trojans tonight. When he gets rolling, you just can't keep him out of the end zone. So of course, it's Berry on the carry as the Trojans strike first after a great effort gets him over the line. Berry would continue to punish the defense, this time on 4th and goal. A quick move around the dog pile is all he needs to add 6. Now it's 14-0 Trojans. After that, the Bearcats found the end zone, but the Trojans would quickly make up the difference. Do I even need to tell you? Of course it's Berry again, his third score of the first half. He racked up 110 yards in the first 2 quarters alone. The Bearcats seemed to be making a charge when Preston Gray took off for a huge 48-yard gain, only to be brought down by Dontavius Pritchard. Coleman would be forced to kick a field goal on that drive, but they'd miss. So just before the half, Muscle Shoals is driving again. This time they switch things up and look to the skies. Peoples to Marcus Goodlow, who makes the incredible bobble catch for a Trojan touchdown. So a dominating 42-7 win for the Muscle Shoals Trojans over the Coleman Bearcats. I'm joined by Trojans head coach Scott Baisden. Coach, tell me how much it means now having that home playoff game for you guys.
Well, you know, it's huge. Anytime you can play at home in the first round, you know, you don't have to worry about travel issues and all that. So, you know, it's a big advantage, you know, in the first round playing at home. And, you know, just fortunate we played well tonight and was able to get the victory.
In a game like this where there is a lot on the line, how much did it mean to you to be able to come away with a huge victory the way you guys did?
Well, you know, I'll take a 1-point victory anytime, but, you know, it's a little easier over there in the fourth quarter when you've built up a big lead. And, you know, got a lot of kids in, some experience for the future, and so, you know, that's always great, you know, come out relatively healthy.
In terms of the people that did play for most of the game, Brooks Berry, until you guys took out the starters, was absolutely dominant. 4 rushing touchdowns, over 160 yards. How much does he mean to your offense?
Brooks has been starting at that position since the 10th grade, and, you know, really been blessed. You know, God's blessed him with health through all these years, and he's a different type of back, and he's a throwback, one that you really like having on your team, because you know when he touches it, now he's not going to break a 90-yard run, but he's going to run over a couple of people before they get him down, and so, you know, he's just a real special ball player.
Well, thanks so much, Coach. That'll wrap things up here from Muscle Shoals. Again, the final score, the Trojans 42, the Bearcats 7. From McCurry Big Game Friday night, Max Cohan, WAAY 31 Sports.
Thank you so much, Max. So it will be the Trojans who will get home field advantage for the playoffs.
Yeah, but this wasn't the only big game of the night. At Pisgah tonight, we had a 2A Region 7 championship. We pick up in the first quarter, and Tanner, just trying to get something going. And it's Alex Guster around the right side, and he's able to pick up a first down for the Rattlers. But that drive would stall, and Pisgah would try to get something going. Mason Holcomb with the completion on the far sideline to pick up a new set of downs. And then at the start of the second quarter, quarter, Pisgah would come knocking again. Holcomb to Luke Gilbert as Pisgah gets the big win at home, 14-13. They are crowned region champions. All right, here's a look at some more scores from 2A. Last night, Mars Hill took down Tharptown. They're already region champions, while Colbert County has locked up a playoff spot. They get a win tonight, 21-6 over Red Bay.
And talking about playoff position, the fight for the final playoff spot in 7A Region 4 is a tight one. Sparkman holds on to that for now, but Huntsville would like to shake things up. Sparkman up in this second quarter. Huntsville ball, though. Jackson McClung connects with Jalen Chambers, who gets a couple yards there for the Panthers. They are on the move. Now McClung is going to try to find Cameron White, and he sure does right there. The Panthers keep gaining yards, moving downfield. McClung's going to go to White again, because why not? It's working. Now this play will set up the finale for the drive. The handoff to the man. Carlin Long is going to seal the deal. Touchdown Huntsville. They tied up at 14 right before the half. Sparkman would go on to win, though. A close one. 28-27 your final score, and Sparkman punches its ticket to the postseason. The Region 4 champs, James Clemens, were hoping to finish their season a perfect 10-0. First play of the drive, that's Dante Snodgrass. You've heard his name all year long. He's going to take off, going all the way down the sideline. Touchdown Jets, no one even near him. So they're up 7-0. Aggies do punt, but a roughing the kicker call gives the ball back to Albertville. Now quarterback Andy Howard's going to keep it. He's going to go find his way to the end zone. Jets cannot contain him. That evens up the score at 7. Can James Clemens respond? We're still in the first quarter here at Madison City School Stadium. Gio Lopez, he's going to find his guy, Terrence Cunningham. What a throw, what a catch. Great job there. Touchdown James Clemens, 14-7 the score, and they go on to complete that undefeated season, winning 62-20. So for the first time in school history, the Jets are a perfect 10-0. And here's a look at how they got there. You think back to early. They met up with Bob Jones, and who would have thought that was the beginning of this incredible historic run? So congrats to the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets already had their playoff dreams granted, but two teams in 6A Region 8 battled it out tonight, with the winner clinching a playoff spot and the loser seeing their dreams come to an end. We go to Athens, where the Golden Eagles host the Decatur Red Raiders. Late in the first quarter, it's some trickery. How about a little Athens special from the Golden Eagles? Check it out. Brogan Gross flips it to Dylan Roper, who hands it off to Jaden Jude, who finds Gross in the end zone for the first score of the game. Athens up 7-0. But Decatur would have an answer. Ellis Dickman fires it to Jack Walker and forces his way to the first down marker. And then just a few plays later, Banks Dimmitt takes the carry up the middle for the score. Game tied at 7. Then, on the very next play, it's Cameron Gatewood taking the handoff, and it was off to the races. Gatewood scores on an 80-yard run to take a 14-7 lead in the second, as Decatur defeats Athens 56-34, clinching a playoff spot. In that same region, Columbia and Hazel Green faced off. The Eagles looking to snap a 61-game losing streak, but tonight is not the night. They lose 47-0. All right, well, let's go ahead and call our first timeout of the show.
But don't go anywhere. When we return, the man, Antonio Macbeth, breaks down our big game Friday night rivalry game of the week. Antonio, I know you're pumped.
Yeah, I mean, it's the great debate, a tiger or a deer. In the wild, I'll take a tiger. On the football field, we'll see. We got Hartsville and Buckhorn next.
Stay tuned for more Big Game Friday night. Go! It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night. Watching Big Game Friday night on WAAY 31. It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night.
All right, welcome back into Big Game Friday night, everyone. It's been an awesome week of high school football, but we haven't even talked about our rivalry game of the week.
Sure haven't. Hartsville looking to move to 9-0 with a win against their region rival Buckhorn. And Antonio, you've been studying this matchup all week.
Yeah, and it's not hard to know that if you're Hartsville, just keep doing what you're doing. You're 8-0 for a reason. Get the ball to the Fletchers, Watch out for the dual threat quarterback of Buckhorn, CJ Hatcher, and contain Tyler Zawacki. He's 6'5". If you're Buckhorn, good luck containing the Fletchers, but you got to do that. You have to keep Hartzell's offense off the field. You have to be able to score with them as well. See if they can do it.
All right, well, let's go ahead and see if the Tigers can move to a perfect 9-0. Hartzell leads 35-14 over Buckhorn in the second. And it's Buckhorn quarterback who hands it off to Terrence Robinson. He rolls into the end zone and almost into our camera woman. The Tigers would block the extra point, but here comes Hartzell. Hand off to Fletcher, who makes his way up the middle, into the sidelines, and into the end zone. Hartzell would go up 42-20, and then later it's Hartzell with the ball again. This time JT Blackwood passes to the end zone, but it would be intercepted on the 1-yard line by Buckhorn's Robert Jones. But whenever you get a pick on the one, it, not always a great thing, as CJ Hatcher is taken down for the safety in the end. Hartzell, they win it 44-20 as they cruise to a win at home, 65-20 rather, after that safety, leaving head coach Brian Moore a happy man.
Yeah, we were explosive on offense. They came and fought us, and played hard in the first half. Coach Patterson had his guys ready, but proud of our kids, especially the second half, the way they came out and finished. Region champs and hosting, so we're excited. 10-0 is special. Doesn't matter, what league level you play at, it's still special, and we're excited. We always are looking to improve, and we have a bye week next week, which is huge. We'll go back to work, but it's been a fun season. Proud of the kids.
So the Tigers get it done at home tonight.
Antonio, is this what you kind of expected from this one?
Hartzell getting to 9-0 is not surprising, but just how fast they scored kind of is. But you got to pick your poison with the Fletchers. Both times I've been there before, it was Isaiah. This time it was Azariah. It's just too tough to defend.
All right, thanks, Antonio. Some more important matchups took place in Sand Mountain tonight. Oxford claims the 6A Region 7 title with a 41-13 win, while Arab was hoping for that loss. They do get the win, though, 27-0. They have locked up a playoff spot.
Okay, let's head out to the Shoals, where Deschler was taking on Central Florence on the road. The Wildcats hoping to bounce back from 3 straight losses after starting the year 6-0. That is tough. We'll go to the Central Drive. Quarterback Carson Brewer hands it off to Hunter Palmer. He easily gains a few yards, but Deschler's D. Newsom is there to take him to the ground. Next play, Brewer hands it off again to Palmer, but Deschler's defense stops him again. Same drive. Brewer drops back looking for someone, tosses the ball, but is intercepted by Deschler's Jacoby Herring. He takes it down the field, but gets pushed out of bounds. Then Deschler will score on the next drive. Central gets the ball back. Brewer hands it off to Brody Montgomery. He's almost too quick for the camera. The Tigers try to stop him, but they can't. So the teams are tied in the first quarter. The Wildcats will pull away and win this one 42-28 in the final. In that same region, West Morgan falls to Rogers in a close one. That one was 23-20. While Brooks are your 4A Region 8 champs. Shout out to my cousin. They took a 47-0 win over Wilson last night.
How about that? Undefeated as well. All right, well, let's head now to Westminster. Playoff spots on the line in 4A Region 7. Winner gets in, loser goes home scenario. So let's pick this one up. The Wildcats would drive right down the field in their first drive, but it would end on the goal line. Mason Meadows goes up and gets the INT on the 1-yard line, and then what follows is the longest touchdown run in school history. It's Ramiro Towers, 99 yards to the house. Madison County out on top in what was a back-and-forth game, but the Wildcats would strike back. Brandon Mush calls his own number, diving into the end zone here to tie this one up at the time. But in the end, it would be all Tigers as they take this one and clinches playoff spot 61-28, the final. All right, here's a look at some more scores from that region. Randolph runs it up on DAR 55-7, while North Jackson looks to lock up a playoff spot as well. They get a big win, 48-7. All right, let's head over to Grissom now, Lyndon.
The Falcons taking on the Tigers in a 7A showdown. Florence trying to secure 3rd place in the region, and the Falcons would jump out to an early lead. Wildcat for Xavier Gardner keeps this one, gets hit in the backfield, but he stays on his feet and fights his way to the goal line for the scores. The Falcons, they're out on top quickly. Then they would add another score. Caleb Mahan this time to the flat for Jaleel Hurley. He's able to find the end zone to extend that Falcons lead, but Grissom wouldn't lay down. They do respond. Handoff to Mark Howard, and he's got a hole and he is down the sideline and in for 6. Florence goes on to take this one, though, 62-6, marking Coach Wade Waldrop's 100th career win. So congrats to Coach.
How about that? At Austin tonight, Bob Jones looking to keep their momentum rolling. They won 5 of their last 6. Will pick up first quarter, no score. Austin deep in their own territory. Handoff to Tyler Cooper. He takes it up the middle and is gone. Won't be tough. Austin goes up 7-0. Austin then later with the ball again. De'Aaron Young keeps it, finds an opening, and takes it to midfield before he's finally taken down. Later on in that drive would end in a score for Austin as the Black Bears go on to, I will say it, upset Bob Jones 42-28. All right, so here's a look at those 7A standings. Top 4 teams make the playoffs, and you see just how important that Huntsville game was tonight. Sparkman clinching a playoff spot. Obviously, James Clemens leads the way, and Albertville is at the bottom of the pack at 1-8. All right, and we still have plenty of games to get to, including the shootout at Priceville from last night.
Hear from head coach Chris Foster when Big Game Friday night returns.
You're watching Big Game Friday night! It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night! You're watching Big Game Friday night! It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night!
Hello and welcome back in, everyone. Let's turn our attention to Thursday.
Yeah, that's right. West Limestone was on the road at Priceville last night and needed to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Second place in 4A Region 8 and 3rd place. But if West Limestone doesn't win this one, it might be the end of their playoff dreams. They're in a 3-way tie at the time for the final 2 playoff spots, and they wouldn't get much going in the first quarter. They would have a hard time stopping Mason Carty, keeping this one and weaving through defenders for a big first down, and the quarterback would eat all night. He'd score 6 times, this time around the right side, avoiding tacklers and finding the end zone. This game would end up going to overtime despite Priceville leading 22-0, and in the end, the Bulldogs would win it 56-50. What a game! And we were able to catch up with Coach Foster after the big victory.
I kind of felt like we took control again in the second half early, and then they just kept fighting until they tied it right there with little to no time left at the end there. So it's a real credit to Coach Davis and the job he's done at West for them to keep fighting back. And then I was proud of our kids for kind of able to regain some composure there at the end and find a way to come out with a victory in overtime.
They just made the playoffs for the first time ever just a few years back, so congrats to them. And speaking of region champs, Madison Academy was back in action tonight, hosting a struggling JP2 team. The Mustangs have won 7 straight, and they're looking to make it 8 tonight. But give some credit to the Falcons. They made some plays. A handoff to Angelo Hunter, and he finds a seam and hits it down the sideline, bringing it inside the 10. That would lead to a Falcons field goal, and the Mustangs would respond with a pair of big plays. First, that throw for Jalen Holmes, and he just takes off there, picking up the big first down, and then a handoff to this guy, you know his name, Will Stokes, one of the fastest guys in all of Alabama high school football, around the right side, and he is just gone. Touchdown. Mustangs, they run away with this one 48-3.
Well, at East Limestone tonight, we had a non-region matchup against Sylvania. 2 playoff teams facing off. And this was a back-and-forth battle at East Limestone tonight. East Limestone's Alexander Mason bulldozes through some yardage. Then the next play, it would be Jordan Gardner who finishes the drive with this score. But watch out now, the Rams, they come in and handle business and leave with a 35-21 win. All right, here's a look at some more scores from the area. Fife defeats Asbury 50-22 after seeing the nation's best winning streak come to an end last week. They need to just win out now to try to claim another region title. Last night, Russellville claimed another win. They've locked up a region title as well, while Gunnersville took down West Point 48-6. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take our final time out of the show, but stay where you're at.
Coming up next, we talk college football. The Alabama Crimson Tide are back at home for a rivalry matchup.
Stay tuned for more Big Game Friday night on WAAY.
Welcome back into Big Game Friday night, everyone. Before we go, of course, we want to talk a little bit of college football.
The Alabama Crimson Tide look to extend their 14-game winning streak against the Vols tomorrow in Tuscaloosa. Antonio, it's been a hot minute since Tennessee got the dub.
Yeah, and you have to be honest with yourself about why you're watching this football game. If you're watching for a close football game, probably not. If you're looking for Alabama to dominate, yes, Tennessee might be able to slow the run game a little. That'll be a good challenge for Alabama. If Hendon Hooker's completely healthy, a good test for the defense. But ultimately, Bryce Young should have an easy time with this Tennessee Volunteers defense.
All right, thanks, Antonio. And, of course, a big thank you to all of our radio sponsors. Fun 29.7 and Ump Sports are just two of the great sponsors that make this show happen.
And finally, a big congratulations to the 15 area schools that will represent the WAAY 31 viewing area at the volleyball state tournament next week, as well as East Limestone, Plainview, and Westminster, who won region titles this week. That is awesome.
A big congratulations. Thanks to everyone that tuned in tonight. Thanks for everyone that made that show possible. We'll see you here next week, same place, same time. Now it's time for your Big Game Friday night top lights.
Bye, guys.
You've been watching a special presentation of WAAY 31 Sports.